Good day, grade 4s. Today we're going to do the lesson about adjectives. You can turn to page 84 in your departmental book. Now, if we look at adjectives, we can talk about degrees of comparison. In Afrikaans, we call this trappe van vergelyking. There are 3 different types of adjectives when we compare. The first one we have is the positive adjective. Here we do not compare anything. The second one is the comparative adjective. You can hear in the name comparative, compare. If you look, this man is happy, but this one is happier. So if you compare the two, the one man is happier than the other. The third type is the superlative adjective, the super one. If we look at the 3 goats, the one is high, higher, highest. So we will say the middle goat is the highest of them all. Now let's look at the positive adjective. We use this to refer to one object, person, or place without making a comparison. For example, he drives a nice car. In this case, the adjective is nice. We are not comparing anything to something else. Now let's look at the comparative adjective. We use the comparative adjective to compare 2 objects, people, or places. Let's look at an example. She drives a nicer car than him. Nicer is in this case the comparative adjective. We also use the word than when we compare 2 things to one another. Now let's look at the superlative adjective, the super one. We use this adjective to compare more than 2 objects, people, or places. Let's look at an example. I drive the nicest car of them all. Nicest is in this case the superlative adjective. Just have a look. When we use the superlative adjective, we always use the word the in front of it. Now, we have certain rules we follow when we write the comparative and superlative forms of the adjective. Here are the rules. Rule number 1. We add ER and EST to most 1 and 2 syllable words that end in a consonant. Remember, a consonant in Afrikaans is a medeklinker. For instance, old, older, oldest. Rule number 2. We add R and ST to words that end in an E. White, whiter, whitest. Rule number 3. When a word ends in a consonant with a Y, remember consonant, medeklinker, and a Y, so there must be a consonant before the Y. We drop the Y, so we don't write the Y anymore. Then we add IER and IEST. For example, heavy, heavy, drop the Y, heavier, So if you have a look here, heavier without the Y. Heavy, drop the Y. Heaviest. If you look at the word, heaviest without the Y. Rule number 4. When the word has one syllable, een lettergreep, and ends in a vowel and a consonant, klinker en 'n medeklinker. We double the last consonant and add ER and EST. This is a mouthful, but you'll see now, this is one of the easiest. Fat, fat, double the last letter, ER, fat, fat, double the last letter, fat, test. Rule number 5. For long words, that's words with 2 or more syllables, 2 of meer lettergrepe, we add more or most before the word. For example, beautiful. If you say the word in its syllables, you'll hear beautiful. Can you see that that's 3 syllables? So, more beautiful and most beautiful. The last rule is rule number 6. We have irregular forms of degrees of comparison that don't follow any rules. These are just degrees of comparison that you have to study when you find them. For example, good, better, best. Grade 4s, you can do the activity on page 84. They give you answers at the top, but try to do it on your own. I hope you understood everything in this lesson, but if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. Goodbye.